Hey, hey, what's up, everyone? You guys, I want to come to you really quick with just a word of encouragement. I'm not going to be before you long. And the thing that's been coming up to me is first and foremost, like, how do you brave fear when you don't feel like it? Like, there's so many times where you hear, like, go do the hard things, like, feel the fear, do it anyway. You feel all of this pressure that's showing up in your life and in your business. You feel like it's difficult. What do you do? How do you brave fear when it feels difficult to even show up? And many of us have been in that season where it feels difficult to even show up. It's not that you're being lazy, it's not that you are being out of alignment with the assignment. And when you're in that place, you can feel a lot of shame, you can feel a lot of doubt, you can feel a lot of insecurities, you can feel all the things. You can start beating your own self up and being that bad boss or that bad encourager and that bad person that's like beating somebody else up. But would you treat your loved one like that? Would you treat your daughter, your son, your husband, your best friend like that? And so sometimes we got to slow it down and really show some self-love in the circumstances that we are in, and really throw off the pressure of the world and the way that the world is doing things. I was reminded today about a live I had done a while ago. My client pulled me back to it, and she was like, "Hey, I think that the Lord uh, is talking to you through this live. Like, you need to go back and listen to it." And so I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I went back and listened to it, and y'all, when I tell y'all, I did this live about two, maybe. I don't know. It's either in 2020, September 2020 or September 2021, but I'm thinking it's September 2021. And at that time, I was talking about us being in a purging season. And in that purging season, like I was saying, that the Lord was doing some cleansing, and He was preparing you for another level. And what exactly what I said is, He's purging people to get people ready for the platform that He has for them to serve on a higher level. And the crazy part about it is, in that time, like I was saying, like, there's a lot of things where people are feeling like it's hard to show up, and it's that season has found its way again. Like, we're literally in that season. So if you've been feeling that, and you've been feeling like it's hard, you're having a hard time showing up, and you're having a hard time being the lighthouse in your industry, being the lighthouse in your home, you feel like you need some light, then what I'm going to encourage you is to be brave enough to slow it down and to pause and allow light in your own heart. Allow Christ to be your light, to be that light. Like He said, that I am the light, I am the way, I am all that you need me to be. And so just invite Him in. And once you invite Him in, because see, a lot of times we won't be brave enough to hit the pause button to invite Him in and light us back up and reignite us back to the things that we once loved. And that first love is Him being that first love. Like, I think that many of us have strayed from Him being our first love, in the pursuit of things, in the pursuit of being successful in business, in the pursuit of trying to meet these metrics and to hit these sales quotas and to do all these things. And that pursuit has caused pressure, and that pressure has caused a division or a gap. And God is calling us back to that first love, and Him being that first love for us, and saying, "Hey, pause. Here's the brave thing that I need you to do right now. The brave thing that I need you to do right now is to reconnect with me, to let go of some of those things, to cut away some of those things that's no longer serving you. Number one, cut away some of the thought processes that's making you feel the pressure. Cut away the things that are you have exalted above me. And y'all, I know that you probably don't want to hear that, but many of us have made our circumstances bigger than our God. And we're looking at it like, how can I get through this? And how am I going to make it through? And all of our time is consumed on the how, what. I need you to just come back and refocus, and let him be that first love again. Let him fill you up with what you're needing. And don't worry about what the guilt, don't worry about the shame, don't worry about what other people are going to think about you, don't worry about if it's going to fall apart, because if God be for you, what can stand against you? If God be for you, what can stand against you? Remember, you're running your own race, and sometimes in that race you're going to have to pause, and you're going to have to take that water break and refill up and get back connected to that living water. Jesus is that living water that we need, so we're not walking around in a drought and thirsty and feeling like, what am I going to do? Like how, and we're just panting. We're panting from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And then it puts us in a position of where we're feeling hopeless, and we're feeling depressed, and we're feeling anxious, all of that. Listen, I get it. I've been in some of that myself. Like I've been having to be like, just giving myself time to just breathe it in. When was the last time that you breathed, that you just really like just pulled it all in, and you just said, you know what, God, I just want you. The brave thing that I want to do today is I just want to reconnect with you. I want to allow you to be my first love again. I want to allow your heart to be my heart. I want to shift my heart posture to be in alignment with you. I just need more of you today. And when you get back to that place, and you're not seeking things, you're not consumed with things, and you get back into a position where you're in right standing with him, it just may be that small thing that you do that is going to reignite you. And stop looking at all the big things that's like with what you're not doing, and just really focus on being available for Christ to just sow love into you, to sow hope back into you, to give you that fire again, and to be reignited again. And it may just be starting with the small things. Like as I've been on my journey coming from December, and then I took January off, I had to just focus on the small things. Some of those small things was just getting more rest. Some of those small things was just me focusing on like just reading my word or just journaling. Some of the small things was just praying. Like I had to be brave enough to say that this small thing is worthy enough for my time and for my attention. And so if God is wooing me to it, it's the bravest thing that I can do today to support myself, to support my family, to support my business, whatever that looks like for you. So I just want to challenge you to brave fear today by taking those small steps, and to be reignited and be reconnected with Father God, Daddy God, and just allow him to love on you right where you are. Even if you're feeling anxious, even if you're feeling depressed, even if you're feeling like you just don't want to get out of bed, whatever that is, just let Daddy God love you back into that place, into that position, until you feel the strength come back into your body, because he says, when you are weak, I am strong. So allow him to be your strength, allow him to be your anchor, allow him to love you back into that place and into that position where you're no longer doing, but you're just being, and where being is enough for you. All right, well, I wanted to encourage you with that word, and we're going to be going deeper on a lot of things. Like I have my list, but I have a whole feeling that the Lord is going to wreak havoc on my list, as we get ready to gear up and talk about the Braving Fear Challenge. So if you haven't enrolled for that, I'm going to encourage you to sign up. It is literally only $10. And if you want to go into the War Room VIP, like I think it's only $27 to upgrade. Like it's crazy ridiculous. And I did it on purpose because I don't want you to have an excuse for you not to show up for yourself, because it's time to get back into that sweet spot to where we are aligned with the kingdom, and we're not in all this pressure, and we're not in this performance, and we're not in this people pleasing, and we're not in all this. We're just back into that anchored place to where we're running our own race, and at the end of that race we can just hear, well done my good and faithful servant. So if that's something that you want to join me on, like I say, it's happening on the 13th of this month, and I'll just put the link in the chat and you can go and find the details there. Until then, I pray that you have a fantastic day. Bye.